Here we are, man. We're over here at Zune's podcast. What's the name of the podcast, Zune? Kraken Media, right?
Kraken Media.
We're over here at with Zune and Kraken Media Studios. Is that what it is? And
long overdue, no?
Yeah, long overdue. It's always a great thing, man, to get on here and do these podcasts, right? And especially with somebody, this is the first time doing it with Mike. Me and Mike have been rocking since
January 2025.
January 2025, and that's kind of what we're going to go into in depth today. It's really a trip, right? When you actually grow, help other people grow, then when you actually start growing with these individuals, right, that you meet, and especially when it's all through social media. I know a lot of times people, look at social media as it's like this fake fucking facade or whatever you guys think it is, right? When really every connection that I have in my life, besides my immediate family today, has been built through social media. And it's all about, it's all been from just being authentic and telling my story and creating a connection, building a community, helping others, and really going out of my way to create that connection with other people, right? Like there's a lot of people that do what I do online, but there's no community side of things. There's no, personal connection with other individuals, along this, right? So this is way more than a business, and in 2025, me and Mike, we met, man, through social media, bro,
social
right?
media is a powerful tool.
And, Mike had already been, grinding in the gym. I think I had about 6,000 followers, probably about 30 clients, and he'd already been grinding, we kind of have a similar story, and he wanted to take it to the next level, and fuck, that's what we did, right?
That's what I did. I was like he said, I was no stranger to the gym. I've been working out my whole life, right? But that was when I decided I had a seed planted, and I told you when I hit you up, right, that I was like, you know what, I want to obviously get in shape, the best shape of my life, which I wasn't no slob or nothing. I was already pretty jacked, right? But I wanted to really lock in straight, fully dialed, right? But I also had this vision and little seed planted where I said, I think I want to even coach, someday.
And I want to get to single-digit body fat. That was the words out of his mouth.
Yeah. And keep in mind, I did hit up a few coaches. So the reason why I hit you up, one of the reasons I remember was you always talking about alcohol, right? And I was like, alcohol was something that I'd kind of been. I wasn't no alcoholic or nothing, but it was obviously keeping me from getting to where I wanted to get to. So that was one thing that caught me. One, I was just seeing you just like you do today, right? He was posting daily, so he's always in my face. You know what I mean? So this guy's committed. He's committed. He's consistent with it. And so I obviously was relating to him on certain things too, based off of our background and where you've been. But something else is as soon as I hit you up, bro, maybe within a couple minutes, you're like, let's hop on a call. And that's when you're a fitness coach, and that those little moments are crucial when somebody reaches out.
Time kills deals.
Oh yeah, I could have somebody could have hit me up and I would have went with them, or I would have changed my mind. So if you're a coach, you better be quick with it, just like he was.
That just came down to before we get back to that just came down to when you wanted to start coaching, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, dude, you're gonna do it now, or you're never gonna fucking do it.
Yeah.
And then the self-doubt, I don't know if I have enough time.
Yeah.
I'm trying to build this other tree business, I remember, right? Like, I don't know if I'll be able to manage it. It's like, you're gonna be able to manage it. You already are, inspiring other people. You already have people that are going to work out with you. Like, you are gonna be very successful at this thing as long as you stick with it, right? And then that's when your mentor kind of comes into place, right? Like, we can only push you to go so far as you're willing to go, right? Like, we can give everything to you that we know. We can push you to do whatever it is, right? We can give you the blueprint. We can tell you exactly what we do to make it work and what we have proven to work, but you have to put in the work, right? Like, I'm not a coach or a mentor that's gonna baby you, fucking hold your hand, ask you how your day is. Like, that's not it, right? Because if that's what it's going to take, then you don't really want it for yourself, is what I feel, right? Like,
I tell all my guys straight up, I got the roadmap. It's worked for me and countless of other guys. But at the end of the day, you better walk those fucking miles, man, because that's just straight up.
It's
You know
the
what
only
I mean?
way it works,
You
right?
got to do it. The blueprint, the system. It's really, really plain and simple. You know
And then
what
it's
I
the
mean?
guys, right? It's crazy because some guys will say they want to do it. They say that they're doing everything that you tell them to do, and then they're going to complain about how they're not getting results, right? Are you really doing it?
Yeah.
Because there's no difference between you and the 1,000 other people that have done it and got proven massive results, right? Like whether it's business or fitness. Like a lot of people, when it comes to this, business mentorship, right, and building this online coaching business or even elevating and scaling any other business through social media, people think it's like this simple thing, plug and play. They don't have to do much work. Like it's a lot of fucking work. Like you guys don't see the work that
It's a
goes on
grind,
behind the
bro.
scenes, right? Like maybe I'll have somebody follow me and show you exactly what goes into it on a daily basis, but I feel like I don't need to do that, right? Because, when I first started, dude, it's sending 50 to 100 DMs a day, and these aren't like, these aren't cold leads. These are people on your page, right? Like if your page isn't, there's so much behind it, right? Like every day. But I'd rather work from my phone than break my back fucking digging a fucking trench. You know what I'm saying? So you got to choose your heart, right? There's no easy get rich quick, right? And I
You gotta
honestly
work
feel
for
like
it, bro.
the guys that are wanting, like, you could tell, right? There's some guys that'll want to do it and I want to actually do this to help people, when the outcome is the fact that they just did it to try to make money, and that's why it never fucking worked. Because the people that are in it just to make money aren't willing to go the distance, because there's got to be a way deeper purpose than just the money,
And
right?
I feel people could read that from a mile away.
I know.
If you're genuine, if you're really organically trying to help them, you know what I mean?
Correct.
Or if you're in it for the money, it's gonna present itself as that. You know what I mean?
Yep. But back to 2025, man. Mike is one of the few people that has hit me up and actually put in the fucking work, right? And actually followed through, right? Because I get the DMs all the time, but very few actually just hit the ground running, right? Always in communication. Always in communication. Hey, what's up with this? Hey, what's up with that? Hey, what's up,
Logged
Mike?
every
How you
fucking
doing?
meal,
Every
did every
fucking meal.
workout,
Logged every
made
fucking
every
meal.
call.
Everything. Everything, right? There was never an excuse, right? There was never a missing. And maybe if he was going to miss a call or something, guess what I'm going to be getting fucking hours prior to the call, before the call. Hey, bro, I'm not going to make it, right? Like, whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And the fucking results, like, I think he even got fucking sick, right? Or that was on the second 90 days.
On the bulk. So the first 3 months was straight shred, right? We went from, I forget,
It was massive.
15 to like 8%, single digits. You know what I mean? Like he said, dialed in. Everything was smooth sailing. We adjusting the macros according to plan. Didn't miss meals. Didn't miss workouts. Didn't miss a day, right? And it was just dialed in. I made that commitment. When I called you, I was already new. Like I was ready to hit the ground running, right? No bullshit. I was not gonna slack off. I was ready to invest, and that's what we did. But I did in the bulk. We did the shred in 90 days, and then we went straight to the bulk, right? Bulk mode. And after 1 month, remember, I got like
Fucking sick.
shingles, all
Sick
kinds.
as
Like
a dog.
I was sick, and I was making good gains, right? I was up like 10 pounds in the first month and a half, and then I got sick, but still had a solid
12
bulk.
12 pounds.
You know what
12
I mean?
pounds is pretty
Yeah,
solid for
I think
90
it was
days
close
and
to
still having
15s, yeah.
abs. So
Yeah, so that was a clean transformation, and it was right at that point. So it was literally right at that point where it was like, okay, it's kind of that time, you know.
it's time.
And that was when you were already back to when you started of why I really hit you up too. Another reason was I knew you weren't like this big name back
Yeah.
then. You know what I mean? You were just kind of starting,
Barely getting started.
and but I seen that hunger, and that's that. But I could have hit up all these other big coach names, you know what I mean? But I hit you up, and you hit me up right away. We hit the ground running, but I started seeing you evolve, and I was literally one of your first,
Yeah.
one of the first 3 or 4 coaches, right?
Yep.
You had a couple other ones, but the mentorship took off right after I started. Shit, that shit's blown up now. How many coaches you got?
Fuck, I think 55
Lot
other
of
coaches
coaches,
and
bro.
businesses. And the thing is, right, is that was in 2025. I started my business in 2020, halfway through 2024 or 23. 23.
23.
So it took me a long time to get my business to where it was, right? And people don't see this, right? Like all my old posts are up. You know, I really want to go into this right now. Like there's a lot on this topic, man, and it took me a long time. I didn't know how to use Instagram. I didn't know. Like I invested everything I had going into a world I knew nothing about, right? And you know, I just keep the same mindset. Like when I used to get high or get drunk, or if I wanted to go get something or whatever it was, like I was gonna fucking do it, right? So if I put the same focus into this, I knew it was gonna happen, bro. And my shit was sloppy. I've tried so many different ways, right? And now,
No,
you know,
those are
some
comedy when you
coaches,
look back at them, though.
right? I
A good
know.
laugh.
I know. And then now it's like I got guys that are complaining about how their content isn't taking off in the first fucking goddamn week, right? Like, you
Some
know,
of these
it's
guys
like
are good too.
some of them are good, bro. Some people come on, you know, I think Alec pulled in like 17.5 his first 3 weeks, you know, like, you know, contents are blowing up. Now we could sit and analyze content and try to see what's working. We use this type of content for this. We use this type of content for that. And it's all kind of a part of a system, right? But it took a long time
That's
for
why
it
it's
to.
frustrating when you see guys out there that have like a lot of potential. Because I got a good squad of people I out there interacting with and networking with. I'm like, man, why ain't you coaching, bro?
Correct.
Like, why ain't you changing lives? Because you're better than me, you know.
Bro.
Damn near, I could see it. You're gonna blow up, and they're not ready, or they're just not whatever for whatever reason.
Oh, there is so many of you motherfuckers that are going to be watching this, trying to peep game, right? That are overqualified, that for some reason will not put your self-centered fear, your lack of self-belief, your outside influences to the side and actually commit and become an online coach and help other people. You guys are growing your following. You guys are doing all this
Posting
stuff.
daily.
Posting daily. For what? For what? A couple of you guys have been doing it for over a year. And for some reason, you guys just won't commit, bro. You will continue to spin your wheels and continue to stay stuck and waste time until you do. And if it's not with me, do it with somebody else, bro, because I really don't need your money.
Prime example is my boy right here, Fit Brody, right? This guy is one of the ones who inspired me to get on the social media scene, right? My brother Nanas, he was the one dropping posts, motivating, and finally I told him, like, bro, why ain't you doing what I'm doing? And sure enough, though, it took a little bit of nudging, but he pulled the trigger. He's got like 10 or 12 guys already, you know, within the first couple of months, changing lives, massive transformations, and really, that's what it's about, bro. What I love about this coaching and fitness and the social media, the movement we're building, it's like we're not just building fitness and physiques, we're building other leaders, right? It's like
Correct.
you planted a seed in me. Now I planted a seed in somebody else. And it's just like go on, and before you know it, these seeds just like we got like a fucking orchard,
know.
you know? Think about it like that, like a family tree type of shit. Like,
Yep.
boom, branch off. It's like you might have, you know, under the coaches that I mentor and the guys they got, and then if they get coaches, and it's just this domino effect, and it's like kind of started with you. You get what I'm saying?
That's how it
Kinda
goes, right?
trippy when you think of it like that.
You know, it's like, you know, like clients, individuals will come and ask for help, right? Usually it's us talking them into wanting to change their life.
Yeah, that's rare.
That's
but it
how it
happens.
goes,
It
right?
happened with me.
Here, let me talk you into actually doing something with your life, right? That's fine. I'm always willing to help you do that. But, you know, it's like the people that come to us are fucking lost, right? Just like we were at one point. You know, and it's turning men from pretty much from victims into fucking leaders, right? And the whole victim mentality just resides in your own brain, bro. That is it. In your habits, your daily actions over years have gotten you into this position that you're in, right? So when we flip the script and you actually start, you know, being a man of, you know, that has self-respect and it actually cares about life and a man of confidence and inner self-confidence. I'm not talking about your bank account or anything else like that. You might have a hot chick or anything like that. That has nothing to do with it. I'm talking about inner self-confidence, something that you have worked for and built for yourself. Then you're able to actually lead, right? You're actually able to lead your own family. Because just because you're paying the bills doesn't mean you're leading your family, right? Like there's a whole lot more to it. And then you have the opportunity to help other individuals and pass it down, right? It's kind of like in the AA and NA and recovery, right? Like other people are looking up to you when it has, like if you've been clean and sober for a while, you tell your story, how you did it, you get on podcasts, you share your experience, strength, and hope, right? Like it puts you in a position and you have other people looking up to you, right? And you can kind of lead the pack. It's kind of the same as with our communities, right?
Yeah.
People really like communities, right? Because if you think about this, when you eliminate the negative, the old version of you, and everything that went along with it, you got to have something to fill the void, right? You just do, because then you're going to be one of those guys that are going to work doing this. That's it. There's nothing in between that's going to make you feel good to fill the void, right? So when you have this community to be a part of where everybody is doing the same exact thing and focusing on progression in some sort of way in life, now you're a part of something. Now that void is filled, right? And it also brings a lot of accountability, right?
Yeah. Let me circle back to community though, man, is that's something, I mean, I don't know firsthand how the other coaches be rocking, but we've been pushing that since day one. Like we hold events, everybody's welcome, right? Obviously don't be on no weirdo shit, but if you're gonna come on some wanting to get in a lift, wanting to talk fitness, wanting to change, and you could pull up, we're welcome, and we're gonna get you. We could hold conversations, we could talk fitness, we could talk coaching. But one of the reasons why the community is so huge, right, is like for me personally, it's like I think once you dive into the fitness, obviously your old circle, whether you're partying, whether you're just whatever you're doing, not on this self-betterment mission, your circle is probably the same, right?
They're going to fade away or get on board.
They're going to fade away. When you start taking it to that next level, it's not like you're thinking you're better or trying to, thinking you're just cut people off, but your mission is to keep on climbing.
Yep,
you're going to meet other people that are on that same mission. And that's how I feel like about my team, man. It's like we really push the community too. I host group events and workouts, and I think that's why they gravitate towards the movement we're building, because we have, you know what I mean? Maybe their old circle is doing the same old shit, and now that they're on this mission, fitness and self-betterment and positivity, and it's like, okay, let's ride this wave together.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think a lot of people, when it comes to the change, especially people coming out of the street life or using drugs or whatever it is, they're too scared of what other people are going to think of them, right? So when they see other people doing it, it actually kind of softens that fucking input.
And fitness is like the new thing, bro. It's dope. Like it wasn't like that just a few years ago, I don't think. At least I've just seen it continue to evolve,
I know.
It's like it's a dope thing to be. People they gravitate towards it. They want to be a part of it. Like, oh shit, let me go to your meetups. Like, oh, let's work out. It's like it's getting to a point where it's like, damn, we can't work out with everybody. You know what I mean?
I know.
Pay attention to the meetup. Before
it used to be like, right? This is what we're gonna hit.
Yeah.
Right now, it's just like you go in there. It's everything.
We're going 100 deep. It's like you shutting down whole gyms. But yeah, the community part is huge, bro. And I think that's one of the reasons why this movement we've been pushing that since day one. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm going to continue to push. And
that's what wins.
Oh, yeah. But what also is dope, too, is like, so for my group, something the way my vision of it, the way I really try to push my fitness, for one, is if I know if you have a seed planted in you, just like I had a seed planted in me, and I let that be known. If there's guys out there that are into fitness and you're already in the gym and you're already posting, like join the fitness program to learn the basic fundamentals, right? Let me know. Like if you're trying to become a coach, tell me right there. That way we plant that seed and we can you start sharing your journey. Like I want to build other coaches, like how you're doing. Like I got a few, but I think that's where the real impact, that's where real lives start getting changed. That's where that, planting seed turns into orchard metaphor I used, right?
Yep.
But that's like the real vision of it. Yes, we're building fucking armies, but it's like that's how we create real change.
Everybody likes the thought. The idea of online coaching, right? So it's very appealing, whether it's the freedom, whether it's the changing lives, whether it's the money that comes with it, whether it's the vacations. But once again, out of maybe 50 people that like the idea and say they want to do it, maybe 8 to 10 will actually be willing to do what it takes, right?
Because why do you think that is? I think it's people. It's kind of like they don't want to. They the fear of failure, right? They don't think they're gonna make it. Their fear of what people will think. Because me personally, I didn't want to do it too. Because it's like, I didn't want to put myself out there. You
Yeah.
got to put yourself out there, right? And then it's a grind. Like, what are people gonna think? But you got to be on there daily because it's just like in the gym. You got to get those fucking reps in every single day. You got to post whether you feel like posting or not. But it was really thinking what people are gonna think. Like, I wasn't really tripping on investing because I know it's a no brainer for people that are scared to
Yeah,
invest. Like, you got to invest.
that's the easiest part
You know
about
what
it.
I mean?
The biggest thing, after the years that I've been doing this, the biggest thing that could do it, that can change your mind and put you in a better mindset is your content is not for you. Doesn't matter what you look like, how you sound, how you feel, what you think, right? It's about the story, bro. It's about the connection, that you're building with other people, because the biggest thing that's going to stop people from doing it is you. You're going to get in your own head, your self-centered fear, your limiting self-beliefs. A lot of times it's the fear of success, right? Fuck, I didn't have nothing, right? I didn't know what I was going to do. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? How am I going to be able to fucking control this, right? Something that I knew nothing about, right? So that was the biggest thing for me. It's easy to fail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for other people, the problem that I see with most coaches online is they get stuck in their own head. They overthink their content and they're worried about what other people are going to think. So if you could just literally come to the conclusion that your content is not for you, fuck what other people think, and just do it, you're going to be a lot better off and you're going to save a lot of time.
It's work though. I still struggle with it. You know what I mean? Get in my own head, but at the end of the day, yeah, you're absolutely right. And you guys gotta be able to share your story too. People don't realize that. It's like I tell my guys that are, aspiring to be a coach one day. It's like the workouts are cool, bro, but like, how many workout videos can you really see? You know what I mean? We know you're jacked.
I remember when I first started, I was all into like those cap cut templates.
I still do 'em,
paying
bro.
all kinds
do
of
'em.
money for the workout, professionally edited, cinematic fucking workout videos.
Or even when we pay our content guys, right? They make the sickest videos, but it's like, do they really, they don't really bring any clients as far as that. They look cool, but
workout videos will never make you $1 unless it's from a huge community event. That is the only time it's worth it to have it, because what is it showing? It's showing brotherhood, unity, community, structure, right? Everybody doing the same fucking thing, right? And it's showing results, right? Like, everybody wants to be a part of something that maybe they haven't been a part of, right? It's a huge difference between, being a part of you and your fucking lame ass homies going out and getting shit faced versus, being a part of 100 fucking men that are actually making moves and progressing in life, right? Different energy. Different feeling, different fucking outcome.
Yep.
But it's a trip. It's a trip to see the growth, right? And then you're going to hit phases to where you're going to be like, oh, fuck, I'm fucking killing it, Then you're going to try to maybe get thrown back in comfort a little bit, right? Oh, I've fucking been fucking smacking numbers, right? And let me just go ahead and fucking pump the brakes a little bit, right? Then you got to be aware of that, because you pump the brakes a little bit, guess what? Then you're going to have to climb your way back out of it.
Just like with fitness, right?
The same thing.
You get jacked and you get the abs, and then okay, now you can start slacking off. Oh, now those cheat meals turn into cheat weekends.
Right.
And before you know, you look in the mirror, you're like, what the fuck happened? You go do that body scan. But you always gotta pivot, man. Like Adrian, my boy Adrian on Machines of Motion, is always talking about you gotta go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Like, we get comfortable, people get stagnant. Even like when I was on vacation, right? I could have just took a week off, and it's like, nah, I had to take the MacBook, I had to still do calls. I still hopped in the DMs because I didn't want, you got momentum going, bro. And it's like, you let that shit, once it's gone, it's gone.
Momentum is everything in this business.
For sure. Yeah, once momentum's gone. So I kept grinding. Of course, people, oh, why are you working when you're on vacation? It's like, because the grind don't stop, bro.
Right. That's like the most stupidest fucking thing you've ever heard, right?
They really don't.
We do this so that we can work on vacation, right? Like, we can literally work anywhere.
Yeah. Like,
my laptop's in my bag right there, right?
Don't get me wrong. Like, of course, we had a good time. But right there was the laptop ready to go. Right there was the phone. Yes, I made some cool ass, content too. You know what I mean? That I was able to actually be out there with the family. Man, that trip was dope, bro.
And you met up with Adam too.
Oh yeah, we got some dope shit dropping.
Yeah.
Yeah, his girl that did our content, she was really good. So we got some dope shit. Got in, stood on the workouts. That was my first first vacation like that where I didn't party. I didn't have a drink. You know what
That's
I mean?
good.
And just like I told Zune on my last podcast, the reason why I even stopped drinking was because I was in Mexico and my ass almost ended up in jail, you know, blacked out, fucking drunk. And
You don't want to be in Mexico
yeah,
jail.
especially over there, bro. And so this was a real vacation. And could I have had a drink? I'm sure I could have had a drink and earned it and been just cool and had one or two. But it's like I didn't want to open that door, you know. It was nice to be able to be sober and soak in those moments watching my kid versus me, you know. That one drink might have took, hey, in an open bar, you know, like, oh. So
That's another place you don't want to go to jail, Hawaii.
Oh, yeah. Probably worse than Mexico, shit. Stuck on an island, fuck.
Those dudes are crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Their best friends run the jail, you know?
Yeah. But it was cool, man. That was something, I haven't even really, I got to drop some content on that, actually. But I was able to really just soak in the moment and be with my kids. It's different when you're sober, you know what I mean? When you're sober, because trust me, even when my daughter was my 6-year-old, there was a lot of times where, you know, the parties, you know, the birthday parties, right? You know how it's like, I don't really remember them, bro. 'Cause I was like,
everything is real when you're sober.
mm-hmm.
There's never an escaping moment, right? You remember fucking everything. Sometimes you pay attention to more than what you want to pay attention to.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is real, right? Like everything is what it's supposed to be, right? Like if we're on vacation and we're with the family, we start drinking beer versus if we're at the fucking club getting shit-faced or, you know, in a motel room slamming dope, right? Like it's all, none of it's real, bro. Like the outcome is real. The damage is real, right? Everything we missed out on that actually matters in our life is real, right? But everything when we're sober is real. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Absolutely.
you know, like going out on the lake in the boat, right? Like I literally watch every other fucking idiot out there shit-faced and drunk, and I just look at it like, bro, like what is going on?
Yeah.
Right? You know what I mean? And like I lived that life for a long time, right? Mine was more like closed doors, you know, like.
And I think like for me, right? Like there was a lot of, it took me a little while to get comfortable, bro. Like being sober, like going to a Niner game, right? It was that every Niner game before, like shit, gonna be taking shots and another blur. But it took a little while to be in environments like that and to be around alcohol, and it was uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
But the first time, okay. Then the next time, then a couple months go by, or you go to events, or you go to pop-ups, whatever. And then it's easy, bro. That's why I tell people, like, give it a shot for, you know, those first couple times are going to be hard. You know what I mean? Do it for 6 months and just see if you don't feel good and it didn't benefit you and you can realize that it really wasn't hindering your progress in life, then go back to it. It's always going to be there.
The liquor store will always be on the
There's
next
one on
corner.
every fucking corner. But yeah, man. So I feel like for me personally, and I wasn't like I said, I wasn't some fucking you know, shaking where I needed alcohol. But there were the few times where I overdid it. There were those few times where we could have took that one me time driving and you know, gotten pulled over and bam, now I'm DUI classes, got in an accident, and now, you know, I'm gonna be in jail or get into some shit, and now my kids are without their dad. You know, who's gonna pay the mortgage? You know what I mean? So I got lucky as far on a lot of times, but I did have enough times to realize that, hey, this shit ain't serving me. And I'm not one of those bashers where it's like, hey, you know, I know a lot of successful people that can have a few drinks and have a good time.
But how much more could they be doing if they didn't choose that route to escape, right? There's a lot of people out there that, you know, don't really have a problem with drinking, but if you tell them, you know, why don't you go 6 months without a drink and see what it does to your life?
See what it does to your body.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
I don't need to do that. You know, the next thing you know, they're fucking drinking, right?
But see the progress and how much does that shit hinder them in the gym, bro?
The amount of time, energy, money, you know, and dedication that people put to drinking every fucking weekend. Imagine if you just took a fraction of that energy, time, effort, and money into something progressive, build another business, whatever it is, put it into your family, right? Be present, everything like that. Like what do you think you would get more out of? The energy, time, and money that you put into drinking or into something that's positive and progressive, right? You're going to get a lot more common fucking sense. So there's lots of different ways that you can look at it, right? Like a lot of people get through with life drinking. A lot of people get through with getting high, right? Like there's no matter what it is, right?
Yeah.
People do it all the time, but
So I want to that kind of circles back to, we talked about this on your sobriety too, but it's always a good topic, and I think that's what kind of why we relate, you know what I mean, and we kind of hit it off. But we both have that addictive fucking personality, bro. Like I was addicted to drugs at one point in my life. I was addicted to running the streets. I was addicted to chaos. And I just, even after when I started getting my shit together, I was always been a hustler, side hustles, trying to start side business, tree work, dump, run, whatever, right? Just trying to hustle, have that grind mentality. But now once you start channeling it into something that's positive, into fitness, into helping change other lives, right? Like it gets addicting, bro. And that's why we've been successful.
What about when you have a good fucking week, right?
Yeah.
The rush is way better.
Oh, bro. Everything's better, you know what I mean?
The rush is unmatched, right? Like when you have a rush in living a destructive life, let's say if you're gonna go fucking rob somebody or you're gonna get in a high speed chase or something, like you're gonna get a rush, bro. And if you guys do that, then you know exactly what I'm talking about. But when you get a rush and you're getting a rush from success and actually helping people and doing shit that's progressive, bro, that rush is unmatched. And the key is when you're doing that, especially in this line of business, is to ride that fucking wave as long as you can. And that's another thing about momentum, right? Because momentum is everything when it comes to any kind of growth, right? Especially in this line of business. All right, we're going to go into a couple things real quick about peptides. I know it's a huge topic across the internet right now, and my main thoughts is if you cannot fucking consistently follow a meal plan, train, follow a set routine when it comes to your personal development, whether it's for, mentally, physically, gaining muscle, burning fat, for at least 6 months, you have no fucking business taking or inquiring about peptides. What this is, and this is my opinion, and I don't really give a fuck what you think about this as well. You're still seeking an easy way out. Okay, you're still seeking an easy way out, and that mindset is exactly what's kept you stuck and gotten you to where you're at right now in your life. And I know because I've done that many times, bro. Like I was living a whole different way of life, and it was easy, and I was comfortable there. It was quick money, it was easy survival, and it was what I wanted to do, right? And every change that I fucking made in my life was hard. It was unknown to me, right? But I still did it because I knew that that's what it was going to take to become the person that I wanted to become. So if you guys are inquiring about peptides, show me the fucking results. You got the results on your own. You've been following it consistently. Maybe I'll plug you in. I don't take peptides, but I know a lot of trusted sources that do take peptides, that do have peptides. It's just not something that I prefer. What are your thoughts on that?
So I get questions about this in my DMs like every single day, right? And I'll ask straight up, okay, well, what is your macro count? You know what I mean? What type of training plan do you got? Oh, they're not tracking macros. They're not in the gym consistently. It's like, what the hell are you trying to enhance?
Correct.
You know what I mean?
If they're trying to take the easy way out.
So it's I seriously, you gotta, like he said, you gotta be locked in on a program. You gotta you gotta be dialed in and see what you can achieve naturally. Because trust me, you'd be surprised on what solid food, solid training, and consistency can do for you. But Go ahead. Well, peptides, I've done peptides. I like peptides, but at the end of the day, man, I've been dialed in for a long time, right? And everybody's goals are different. And for the longevity of it, though, you definitely, yeah. I mean, unless you're gonna be taking something for your whole life, right? It's like, what you need to have a system in place you're following. You know what I mean? There's no peptide for discipline, like I said earlier.
Correct.
There's a million of them, but it ain't discipline.
And here is the truth that nobody is going to tell you. Peptides make people more fucking money than you could ever fucking think. And that's why everybody is hopping on the peptide fucking train. That is the truth. They get them for cheap. They upsell the fuck out of them. And guess what? You're biting. You're making them rich. Your comfort zone. You not wanting to get out and actually put in the fucking work, because you can achieve better results following a set meal plan and training every day consistently, just like that, than you will with not doing that, but taking peptides. So start actually doing the fucking work. I get so many guys that come to me and they want to start running steroids. They want to be super fucking jacked. And if they're under the age of 30, I tell them it's a non-negotiable. You're not doing it. You're not doing that on my program. You're not doing that working with me. If they are over 35, 40, and they've been consistently going with me, they need to go get their labs done, and then they need to get it on their fucking own. That is it. Because I don't just give them, steroids, testosterone, and testosterone is not a steroid. What testosterone does, it's kind of like a high blood pressure medication. It's supposed to keep your levels where they're at, maybe a little bit higher, because after years of abuse, if you're anything like me, your shit is dropped. You probably got the fucking levels of a 65-year-old man when you're fucking 35, right? So everything needs to be earned, right? Like there's no easy way out. There's no peptides before a meal plan. There's no steroids before you fucking can't follow, a set training routine and everything for a long period of time. But that's my thoughts on peptides.
Yeah, same here, bro. And I've seen guys firsthand. That's the beauty of when you're coaching people. You can actually see the results we're getting. We're having transformation after transformation, and a lot, most of the guys that have my transformations, all natural, no peptides, no gear, no nothing, just solid fucking work, consistency in the gym, and macros.
Correct.
Macros are the name of the game. Like,
Dane,
really.
but I didn't lose any weight this week. Well, what about that fucking 2 double cheeseburgers and fries you ate the other day that you posted on social media thinking that nobody was going to see it, right? Like, if you're not getting the results that you want in fitness, health, mindset, whatever the fuck it is, or business, it's because you're not following the blueprint. You're not following what's mapped out for you that you actually paid to have, right?
Another thing too is you guys trip off the scale so much. Oh, the scale ain't moving. But let's look at those pictures though. And if you are sticking to the meal plan and the workout plan, that scale won't drop, but the muscles are popping. And we all know muscle weighs more than fat. And if your coach has you on a solid plan, there's times where the scale might not move, right? But you're building muscle. That's the beauty of macros. That's the beauty of eating a lot of protein is you can build muscle as you're torching fat. You can't turn fat into muscle, but you can
do both.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Another question that we've been having is red light therapy. If you want to know red light therapy and what it is, you got a couple options here. You can ask your fucking old lady. You can ask your neighbor that's driving the Tesla. Or you can use ChatGPT because I have no knowledge about it.
I don't know shit about it. All I do know is we happen to live in a time where there's information everywhere.
Right?
Everywhere. It's the
I hear it's good for the skin and stuff like that, but I'm not sure.
I have no idea. But back to information, let's talk about that, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, when you hire a coach, it's you're gonna get macros, you're gonna get the workouts, but let's be real. You can get all that shit on ChatGPT. You can get it on YouTube. You can Google. It's just the beauty of the times we live in. Information is everywhere. But when you hire a coach, you're not hiring for just the information, right? You're hiring for that application that we're gonna have you be doing. We're hiring for that structure we're gonna be giving you. You know what I mean? That accountability, because the information's out there for free. You might even be able to get a better meal plan than what I give you, but
maybe. But accountability, guidance, structure, and community, and proper guidance, right?
Mm-hmm.
Constantly adjusting when things need to be adjusted, right? These are all things this is what you're purchasing. These are all things that you're not able to do on your own. These are all things that's going to push you in the right direction. And this is the blueprint that's going to lead you to succeed. Okay? Because like you said, the information's out there. It's not always going to be the perfect information that's going to fit your body, that's your results that you want, right? But you're not going to do it on your own. You're not. Or else you would have already done it. And we don't care what you used to be, how you used to be, what you used to do. None of that matters, bro, because you're not doing anything now, right? Like I get guys all the time. Oh, no, I'm good, bro. I used to be this. Bro, you're fat as fuck now. So you're not doing shit, right? Let's get you back on track.
I love hearing the guys talk about the old days, when I first paroled, and it's like,
Yeah.
but bro, what happened? Like,
When I was in the fire academy, or I used to
our
be
dude,
this.
I was in the Marines or whatever. It's like, bro, what happened? And these are guys that are, a little older than me, my age. It's like I think
It's
a lot
never
of
too
people.
late.
I think a lot of people, right? They get old and then they use that. Oh, wait till you hit your 40s. It's like 40 years old, bro. You know what I mean?
You
In
know, and
my
it's not
prime.
it's not easy, right? I think we should talk about a little bit about what it actually takes, because what it actually takes, I know when I first started, making moves to change my life and everything, and it took a lot, right? It took everyday commitment, all day commitment, right? Especially when you're, coming out of addiction, you're coming out of detox, you're trying to learn a whole new way of life. And I know some of you guys out there are in the similar position, right? And, you guys will, go to rehab, you'll get stuck in this sober living, you'll get stuck in this, job that you don't like, and this going to meetings and this vicious cycle that's going to ultimately lead you to failure and relapse, right? Like fitness filled that void for me. And obviously it did a lot more than that, right? But, it takes a lot of hard work. Takes a lot of getting told no. It takes a lot of, a lot of people leaving your life. You have to leave a lot of other people's lives. You have to cut out and eliminate, everything that doesn't align, especially if you're coming from this place that I came from. I moved, bro. I moved. I cut every single person off. I fucking did everything. I had to change every single thing about me, right? And it was up to me to do it, So when you guys are, it's the same thing for fitness. It's the same thing with, having a transformation. Like you have to be willing and have the mindset, to actually succeed and be willing to put in the work on a daily basis. But the thing about it is you're not going to necessarily believe at first, right? And so the biggest thing that's going to get you there is obviously discipline and faith, right? Because, discipline is going to keep you showing up every single day, and you're not going to start as a disciplined individual, right? You become that by following the certain routine every single day for quite a period of time, right? But the good thing about having a coach or a mentor is the results are going to come a lot quicker than if you're just doing it on your own. So when the results come quicker, the self-belief comes quicker. And when the self-belief you start to believe is when you start to fall in love with the process of change. And when you start to fall in love with the process of change, it becomes an everyday thing for you, and it's no longer a chore. If that makes
You don't
sense.
build that discipline when it's easy. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't build it. You build that discipline on the days that you're tired, on the days where you had a long day at work, on the days where you're just unmotivated and don't feel like doing it, but you continue to show up anyways. You continue to show up and put in the work. Those are what's going to build you. Those are what's going to build that long-term consistency, that long-term just dedication and drive, right? It's not on the days that's easy. It's the days that's hard. So embrace those hard days. You know what I'm saying? I tell my guys, we got to embrace those. We got to embrace those days that where we really don't feel like doing it, but we do it anyways. You know what I mean? Life shows up for everybody, right? And now you don't realize it, bro, until like now that you have a team and you start hearing, you're kind of you hear, you're like you're like you're a therapist in a way, right? You start hearing people's problems, and it's like we all got them. Everybody's going through some shit, and some are going through some heavier shit than others, right? But at the end of the day, like I tell my guys, and you told me this at the beginning, right? And I use it all the time. I use it every time I get on a call with somebody and they sign up with me. Like, I'm not going to tell you, oh, you can't drink. I'm going to tell you, you have a goal in mind, right? You have a vision of where you're trying to get to. Whatever's not aligned with that goal, do away with it, right?
Is this going to get me closer to my goals or further from my goals?
Whatever it is, so obviously alcohol, drugs, women, whatever, right? Is that going to help you get to where you're trying to get to, right?
Absolutely
we all have this
not.
end game.
It's going to be a distraction.
So cheat meals, food, whatever, right? They ask me, cheat meals, how many cheat meals? Is that going to help you get to your goal, right?
And, nowadays, for me, it's not, the hard days aren't the dangerous days, right? The easy days are, right? And the reason why I say this is because of the fact that the easy days is what's going to pull you back into comfort. The easy days are going to lower your guard down. The easy days are going to keep you off fucking track, right? So you're not paying attention to this when everything's going your way. You're not. You're cruising through life. You're continuing to do the same fucking thing. And guess what? When that comfort takes over, when those easy days start to win, is the day that you fucking are going to come to realize that you now have to work your way out of a deficit because you let off the fucking gas. The hard days are not the dangerous days. The hard days are the ones that you're aware of, right? You're aware of the fact that shit's not always going your way, right? And after a while, like, you know, when you're in this grind for so long, you're like, all right, cool. This day's about to fucking trying to break me. I'm going to grind even fucking harder. But you don't have that sign when everything's going your way and everything's easy, right? You don't. So for me, that's the biggest problem that I have sometimes, right? Because I can continue to live and continue to grow with the life that I have created in my fucking bed all day with my old lady. Like literally, right? But if I am not aware of this situation, right, it's like, all right, Dane, you know, you need to get up, at least go hit the gym. You need to continue on your routine. You need to do this, right? Like, then it's easy to get stuck into that fucking lifestyle. It pulls you right back. It pulls you right back into fucking comfort, and that's where the fucking destruction happens, right?
Absolutely.
When I put my back against the wall, let's say if I make a big purchase or anything like this, right, then I operate a whole lot better. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember, bro, like, I've done it so many times, you know, and like, I am grateful for the fact that I have the ability to make a lot of money if I need it, like quick, right? On a drop of a dime almost, right? Like, but it's also like, kind of like, it's a bad thing to get into, right? Like, you need to be focused all the time, right? Like, it's kind of like people that have a successful life, but they drink, right? Like, if they eliminated the drinking, or if I eliminated the other thought process, then I would be consistently growing every day. You know what I'm saying? And
That brings up
balance.
to like, oh, balance. You know,
There is no
where's the
fucking balance, bro. But I'll tell you what you can have, right? You can have a business online and have your balance, right? Because you're going to be grinding, but at least you'll be spending the time with your family, right?
That's the way I see it too. It's like, cause bro, it's like, it's a grind, right? Every day.
You
But
want me
it's
out
like,
of the house for 16 hours a day or in the house?
I could be grinding at the park while my kids are playing and watching them. You know what I mean?
Correct.
I could be grinding on vacation, still enjoying the time with them, watching them play. You know what I mean? Doing things with them. Yeah, I might not be fully in tune because I'm working or whatever, but it gives you that freedom, and that's where a lot of people are just they're scared to take that risk, bro. You know what I mean? Oh, that's gonna be too much, or you know, maybe they do, you know, like me, where they have another job, and it's like it's gonna be overwhelming. But if you have goals that you're really trying to crush, right, and you have that vision of where you're trying to get to, there ain't no time for balance. You're gonna have to set those goals high, bro, and you're gonna have to take those leaps. You know, like when I signed up,
Yeah.
I wasn't. Oh, I'm not gonna be able to. And then it helps having people in your corner that are just gonna push you and
Correct.
believe in you when you don't believe in yourself.
So I got on. I was talking to this guy yesterday in the DM. Somebody that is overqualified to do to become an online coach, and he's been trying it for a while and spinning his wheels. He's probably got like 10K followers. You know, he's in great shape, and he's talking about how he's all about his family, right? And talking about at the same time, because I offer financing as well for those individuals that need it, and he got to talking about how, he doesn't have the extra couple $100 a month to build something that's going to actually take him to the place and live the life for his family that he says he really wants, right? Like, if you guys are in your 9 to 5 and you don't have an extra $200 a month, your 9 to 5 is not providing the life that you want to live, right? This is keeping you in poverty. If you cannot afford an extra $200 a month to invest into something that's going to build a better life, you are in fucking poverty. You are being fucking lazy. You're just fucking clouded by this, fake security blanket and this. You're existing in life, bro. You're not living. If you don't have an extra $200 a month to invest into something, or even take your family you can't even take your family to dinner for $200, bro. Like, you're not living. You're fucking existing, and it's fucking. I couldn't imagine it, right? Like, if we don't have dude, $200 is going. Not even going out to eat, right? Like, how can you survive?
Find a side hustle, and that's the thing too. Like, we're not even just talking coaching, but bro, if you got any sort of grind or hustle in you, there's ways to make money. You can go out there and you can go get a dump trailer and start, you can go in there and get a dump trailer out and start door knocking. You know what I mean? Handing out cards, hitting up construction sites. There's ways to make money if you just got to have a little bit of hustle in you, a little bit of grind mentality. And that's why just being in the gym and being consistent and showing up every day, you can apply that to making more money, right? To a business. That's why fitness is huge, man, because it's gonna help. You're gonna apply your program that you stick to help you get fit into every other area of your life. At work, right? You're not only do you look jacked and people are gonna take you more serious because they see you're disciplined. They see you obviously live a healthy, fit lifestyle. You're committed. That alone is gonna
Right.
help you. You know what I mean? But you start carrying these habits that you use in your everyday life. That's gonna help you evolve straight up.
You know, and if you're dedicating your whole entire life, you know, to a 9 to 5, let's say, that you don't necessarily like, and it isn't providing, you know, a good life for you and for your family, then go ahead and repeat that to yourself and make it make sense. Because I'll tell you right now that I would never a day in my fucking life dedicate every day of my life to barely get by. For what? There's so many fucking opportunities out there that you could literally do anything in this world to make more than that. And if you're going to build somebody else's fucking dream, you better be sitting well off in doing so.
How about the people, you know, I myself was guilty of it. How about it's just not the right time. You know, it's not the right time, you know.
It's never going to be the right
It's
fucking
never
time.
going to be the right time, because every day that is wasted, that is a day you can be getting after your goals. That is a day you can be working towards whatever you're trying to get to. And before you know it, man, those days that you're waiting on for that right time turn into weeks, turn into months. And before you know it, years have gone by where you could have actually imagined how far you could have been. I could imagine if I never started and pulled the trigger, you know, with this coaching journey. 1 year ago is when it started.
Yeah.
In 1 year. And if I wouldn't have made that, it's like, how many lives have I impacted in this last year? You know, that goes back to that domino effect, that branch and seeds planted. Like, people wait to pull that trigger, whether it's coaching, fitness. If it's coaching, though, imagine how much money you're leaving on the table, right? Imagine how many lives you could have impacted already. So
the only reason why people say that it's not the right time is because they are scared to get uncomfortable and they don't believe in themselves. Comfort is what's keeping you stuck, preventing you from pursuing a new line of business, a new way of life, right? Because we all get comfortable, right?
Comfort's the enemy, straight up.
We all get comfortable, right? So there's no difference if you do it today versus you do it tomorrow versus you do it next month, besides the fact that you're going to be worse off than you were today.
What's going to happen if you do pull the trigger and you fail? No, I'm just saying, like, people look at like failures as, oh my God, I failed. But at the end of the day, right? If you're not failing, then probably your goal wasn't high enough.
Well, to be honest on this topic, right? My true belief in failure is that people only fail when they quit.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's no really such thing as failing in my eyes. I think that, you know, obviously if you're doing something and it's not working, then you do something else. Doesn't mean that you failed at the whole thing as one, right? Because people tend to quit and feel that they failed, or I failed, I tried, but I failed. No, you didn't try. You fucking quit and you were half-assing it, right?
Straight up.
That's the honest truth.
And the failures are it's a lesson. Okay, what did I do wrong? What could I do now to make an adjustment, right? What could I learn from this?
And 10 times out of 10, when people say they fail is because they were not giving the fucking effort that they said that they were giving. Because it is very hard to fail at something, especially when it has to do with personal development or online coaching, right? A lot of people will tell everybody, I'm doing everything I can to do it, and it just didn't work out. You were not. You were not doing everything that you fucking could. Because it will work. It will. It's that simple. I did this shit with nothing, bro. Nothing. If I showed you what I looked like when I started my online coaching business, you'd shit your fucking pants.
Right.
It's the truth, right? I didn't know how to work Instagram. Nothing. It took me a year probably to get my coaching business off the ground. But did I fucking quit? Did I say, oh, I failed? No, absolutely fucking not. And here we are, motherfucker.
So you got to have belief in yourself. But I look back to what I was able to accomplish in 1 year. And I wouldn't have been able to do it on my own. I had to invest in my coach. I had to invest in mentorship. Started with pulling the trigger, but I had 300 followers, something like that.
Yep.
300 followers, and it ain't even about followers, right? At the end of the day, but being that I pulled the trigger and I've been able to be successful was because I invested in mentorship. You know, this guy, he invested in it. Dane invested in it. It took him probably longer because he was, learning the ropes, but it helps. You got to have a mentorship, man. You gotta invest.
Trying to do this on your own is silly. There is no point, right? This is what it comes down to. Do you value time or do you value money? What do you value more? And I'll tell you right now that time is the only thing that you can't get back. Time is the only thing that you can't buy. So yes, you could sit on YouTube for hours and hours a day and maybe get somewhere. Or you can invest into a mentor and learn in a few months what it has taken him years and probably 10 times more money in investments into mentorship to learn, right? So for me personally, if I want to learn something new, I'd rather spend $10,000, $20,000, whatever it's going to cost me, and learn it guaranteed than waste years of my life trying to figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Just doesn't make sense, right?
No. I want to talk about some of how rewarding it's been, bro. Just seeing some of my team members. I've had some, yes, absolutely savage transformations, but the real transformations that have hit me the most, or that are most rewarding, are these dudes. I got guys on my team that, one, they're sober, right? They've built their relationships back up with their old ladies, kept their families intact. You know what I mean? Getting those calls from, oh man, if this program changed my life. If I wouldn't have stopped on that path I was on, my ass might have been in prison or dead.
Correct.
That's for me, bro. For coaching, for what Grind Time Fit has built. That's the most rewarding part of it by far.
It's like when people come to you, to change their life, like you better actually fucking hold up your end of the deal, right? Because when you eliminate everything that's negative and start implementing, daily progressive actions, and keep doing so for a long period of time, like your actual whole entire life changes and everything inside of your life, right? Whether it's your relationships, whether it's your, how you carry yourself, how you present yourself, how it's affected with your success, right? And success isn't just financially, it's about everything that starts from within, right? Like things that you have worked for, the person that it's built you up to become, and it all becomes full circle when you're helping another person change their whole entire existence, right? For me, a lot of addicts come to me, a lot of people that, alcoholics, and they come to me because I tell my story online and I show what's possible when you do implement these systems and you do eliminate everything from the past. And this starts to break off into the whole family, bro, because you'll get a man on here. Next thing you know, his wife's meal prepping. Next thing you know, the kids are even following along, right? Next thing you know, the whole family is fucking sober. Next thing you know, their whole other side of the family is jumping on board. Then they're friends, right? Like you guys don't understand the impact that this actually has when you follow through and actually, lead by example.
I love seeing it when my guys are sending me videos of their little kids on their back
All the
doing
time,
push-ups with
right?
them, and it's true. It's you actually, Zun's the one who actually gave me this metaphor, and I use it all the time. You start pouring into your own cup, taking care of yourself, right? You pour into your own cup, and it overflows, and now you're
Correct.
spilling into everybody around you, and we're all rising. Whether that's your family, whether that's your friends, you know what I mean, your group, your whoever. It's a powerful thing to take the lead and let what's helping you impact your life and change your life help everybody else around you.
Correct. And it all started from that one decision.
One
right?
decision.
The one decision that so many people are choosing to avoid because comfort is killing them, right? Now, that one decision, it leads to everything, bro, right? Like, if I wouldn't have made a decision to fucking drive down to Corona, California and put myself in that fucking detox, if I wouldn't have chose the decision to invest into my business, if I wouldn't, then none of this would be going on right now, right? Like, you made the decision to change. You made the decision to invest in your business. You made the decision to help
I
other
made the decision
individuals.
to actually start it, which I was hesitant about, and now look at how Grind Time Fit has evolved.
Correct.
Look at how many guys I got, even the coaches now, and they're gonna probably have coaches under them, and then like
It just keeps going, right?
Yeah.
And the haters are gonna say it's like some pyramid scheme, right? Like,
yeah, oh, yeah, I've heard
but
that one.
but you know what I mean? But at the same time, right? Like, what we build here is your brand, your life, your future, right? Mike is doing the same thing. Everybody here that you see in our community that is a coach online does the same exact thing, right? Like, we get nothing out of it besides like the rush of your success, right? Like,
Wow.
it's the truth, because we're
That's
not worried
that high
about
we're chasing.
we're not worried about your couple fucking dollars, bro. Like, the fulfillment that we get from helping other people and helping other people help other people is full circle, bro. And if when you guys actually make the decision to commit and you guys actually, pursue this route and changing lives, you're going to come back to this fucking video and you're going to be like, holy fuck, I finally found what he was talking about.
It's so you gotta dig deep, but we always hear find your why. Why do you even why you wake up and go to work every day, right? Is it your kids? Is it just you trying to get ahead? You have to dig deep, bro, because at the end of the day, we don't always feel like doing it.
When your mind is clouded.
The mind is clouded. You got to dig deep, man, and you got to. That's why I start off my workouts right with a high intensity workout because it'll take me a little while. Obviously, some good convict pre-workout in your veins will get the blood flowing and get the rush going. But you gotta start off hard. If you wait and kind of drag ass the whole time, yeah, you're not gonna get in the zone. You have to kind of hit that punchline to where it's like, all right, we got to start. You know what I mean? Just like when you're gonna start a race, you just gotta get going fast.
The work, if your mind is clouded and you got shit to do, like, you're following your set routine, the work needs to come first, right? Because if you don't put the work first, then comes the regret. Because if you don't put the work first in the beginning of the day or whatever it is, like in life in general, you're going to fucking be sitting there thinking about, damn, I should have done that. Damn, why did I miss, right? The clouded mind is like a phase. The clouded mind is a phase, and it's going to go just as fast as it came if you actually work through it, right? It's easy to get stuck in the cloud. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's easy, but you know what's even easier? Just doing the work. Because literally work pushes the cloud out of the way.
How did you level up your mindset?
By doing the same fucking routine every single day, no matter what was going on in your life for a long period of fucking time. Another thing that I think that is a big thing for me when it comes to building the mindset is getting it out of nothing, bro. Learning a new way of life on your fucking own. Changing literally everything about what you did. How you talk to people, how you present yourself, where you go, what you do, who you associate yourself with, right? Basically starting from below the bottom and working
You
your way up.
appreciate it more.
Correct.
All right, next question. How can someone prepare to be uncomfortable to win?
I was actually kind of talking about that this morning. It's like you got to get comfortable with the fact. You got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Comfort's the enemy. At the end of the day, it really is. When you're uncomfortable, when you're that's where you're gonna grow, right? Always revert to that. When through hard times, when you're unmotivated, that's when you're not. That's when you're gonna start building yourself. You know what I mean? But when you give in to every single excuse, when you give in to going the easy route, you ain't gonna build that mental toughness. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna build that resilience.
Read me the question one more time.
How can someone prepare to be uncomfortable to win? To be uncomfortable.
I don't think you can, prepare yourself to be uncomfortable. I honestly feel like the moment that you feel like you're getting pulled into a comfortable situation in anything in life, you need to become aware of it. I think that's the only beneficial factor about it, because if you're aware of it, then you can do work. And when you do work, you escape comfort, right? Like a lot of times, if people want to get, shift their mindset or something, if everything is going wrong, right? What's going to happen if you drop down and do 100 burpees? What's going to happen if you just go to the gym? What's going to happen if you push yourself harder underneath that fucking bench press? You're going to get in a different fucking mindset, right? You're definitely going to you're gonna be uncomfortable, bro. Right? Like, and that's where the growth happens.
Mm-hmm.
And the growth doesn't happen on the couch.
And it doesn't happen overnight either. This shit takes work, day in and day out. Small wins every day, It's like you got to stick to those non-negotiables, and they compound daily, Small wins turn into big fucking victories.
What does trusting the process means to you?
Trusting the process is not gonna come right off the gate, right? That's why I always talk about you got to have faith and a lot of hard work, right? Once you actually, are repeating these daily progressive actions on, every single day, you're gonna start to see results, right? And then you're gonna have the self-belief. Because if you're not seeing the results when you first start your journey, you're not always going to believe it's even possible, bro. And that was the biggest thing for me, because it took me a long time to start working through everything in my fucking past to get to where I was even in a position to start, going to the gym, following a meal plan and stuff like that. Like, that's just an add-on for the shit that I had to fucking change.
Yeah. Trusting the process, like I tell all my guys, it ain't gonna happen overnight. Everything's a process, right? Whether you're working on yourself, whether you're working on a business, whether you're just whatever you're striving towards, it's gonna take work. You know what I mean? Yeah, you gotta have trust, right? But like it says in the word, faith without works is dead. You better be willing to work for it. You know what I mean? You can only have so much faith and so much trust in something, but hey, well, what is that saying where it's like everybody prays for all these things, and then God gives us everything right in front of us, right? We want that cake. The Lord gives us the kitchen. He gives us the stuff to bake the cake, and it's right there in front of
But
us.
nobody wants to do the
But
baking.
come on, man. What more can you ask for? It's right there in front of you. But yeah, man, trust it. But your ass better be willing to put in some work.
Another thing about that, right, is trusting the process has to do with a lot of coaching too, right? Like, you invest into somebody that's going to provide you with the fucking process that's guaranteeing the results, right? So when you're first starting out at the beginning of your journey, sometimes that's needed, right? It helps when you say, all right, cool. Well, I know if I do this, this, and that, then I'm going to get these results. You know what I'm saying? So it also helps a lot, especially being a part of a community where everybody else is getting the results.
That's why I love sharing the wins, bro. Like, I'm big on sharing all my guys' wins, whether they're milestones. And it's not like, it's for one, to show the guys, hey, what's possible. Look at the brothers on the team are winning. You know what I mean? They're sticking to the plan. And yes, it might not be happening. It might be happening faster than it's happening for you, but just trust the process, and it's going to come. You know what I mean?
I like to share the results for that too. And I also like to do it to shove it down these motherfuckers' throats. All these people that are not making the decision, right? Like, bro, this could be you. You've been in my storyline for fucking 3 years, bro. And you are not in the best shape. So I will continue to shove these transformations down your fucking throat that blow your mind. They blow your mind so fucking hard, the first words out of your mouth is, this guy is on fucking steroids, when he's not. The only difference between him and you is that he committed and you haven't. Follows the simple process.
Sticking to the process.
Whole
sticking to
foods,
the
meal
script.
plans, training, community, guidance, accountability, results.
Straight up.
How do you deal with the haters?
Oh, I love the fucking haters, bro. I don't even respond to them. I let the old lady do that. You'd be surprised. Here, let me tell you about the haters, right? It's always the grown man with a little puppy dog or a little kitten as their profile picture, self-reflecting their own fucking misery onto somebody else that's pumping out positivity and trying to get people to change their lives. That is the only thing. Self-reflecting. No man that is doing better than you is going to come onto your page and hate on you. These are the facts. So when people come to here, you know, it's like a cry for help, right? But it's the wrong way to ask for help.
Mm-hmm.
The right way is actually hopping in the DMs. The right way is actually asking for help as a man and putting your ego aside instead of self-reflecting everything that's shitty is going on in your fucking life. Because that's only going to dig your fucking hole deeper. Because I don't care, bro. I welcome all feedback on my page. And if you're going to actually go on my page and drop comments that are hateful, please go to every single one of my posts, all 1,800 of them, and do the same thing because you're doing me a favor.
Boost that algorithm.
Correct.
Yeah, man. I just know, I tell what I've noticed, and it's like I tell some of my guys that are starting to accumulate their brand and page. It's like once they start hating on you, that means you're doing something right. You know what I mean? That's when you know you're growing and that you're getting some traction going. But I don't let them phase me, man. And sometimes it's hate in the form of a stupid message, right? That I don't even pay no mind. Sometimes it's hate and it'll be in disguise, right? You know people are watching, but you ain't getting no likes or love, right?
Dude, what about how like for the past 5 weeks, there's been like somebody's been targeting like almost everybody in our community and making fake pages of them. Like there's been like
Yeah.
7 of me. There's been a bunch of all the fucking guys, bro, and it's just like crazy. Like that's when you start, you know, you're starting to get somewhere, right?
Yeah, you're doing something right. Haters are everywhere, man, but embrace them and, like you said, boost that algorithm. Shit.
In the online sales space, how do you handle rejection?
In the online sales space, there really is no rejection, right? Nobody's ever going to get on a call with you and tell you no. They're always going to come on there, and if it's an objection, whether it's the money, you know, whether they got to ask their wife, right? The main thing about this is that you have not provided enough value. You have not painted the picture of what their life is going to look like after this fucking process. You have not held up your end of the deal. All the time, you're going to get people that are going to be talking about how they got to ask their wife. And if they actually need to ask their wife, the one reason why they say that and why they have to is because they have never been able to commit to any fucking process of change in their entire fucking life. That is the only way your wife is going to object. And if she still does, maybe you're with the wrong fucking person, bro. When it comes to online sales, man, it's all about connection, and your content actually does most of that for you, you know, because once again, nobody's going to hop on that call and tell you fucking no, bro. Fuck you. No. It's not going to happen. Have you? No.
What is a timeless approach to winning in business?
What do you mean by that?
What's a one way to approach business that it's like it's never gonna go away? Like what's one way to win that will never go? Like a routine.
Systems.
Systems.
Are what's going to run your fucking business, man. If you don't have systems in place when it comes to building your business, especially online, and mind you, they are very fucking simple, but you have to have something going on. You have to have a certain way to do everything that you're doing in your business, or else it's going to be all over the place. You know, sometimes when it comes to DMs, when I tell my guys, they're like, dude, I got fucking 4,000 new followers. I don't know how to handle them, right? Because we reach out to everybody that follows us, man. That's not a cold lead. They're there for a fucking reason. Spend 5 or 10 minutes in the morning. Spend 5 or 10 minutes when you're on lunch. Spend 5 or 10 minutes before bed. That way, all you have to do during the day is just respond, right? There's always a little way to do everything to make it more convenient and not so time consuming. Let's talk about content, right? Batch create your content. I'll create fucking 150 to 200 reels in one day with a videographer, and then I'll have content for the month, and I just worry on my day to day, right?
That's how it's done right there. But yeah, I completely agree, man. Systems, and then you got to be willing to grind, man. You got to be willing to. You're gonna have to be like, I sacrifice a lot of my time. I get up super early. I'm working. You know, I'm working. You know, I don't just wake up at 3:30 in the morning because I want to get up and lose sleep. No, I do it because that's the sacrifice I'm willing to make to be able to make this business prosper. You know, go to bed late working on my lunch hour. Answering those, it's a nonstop grind, and if you're not fully committed to it, then you're not going to be successful. Nothing's going to just get handed to you. You got to work for it, and that's with any business you're pursuing.
Have you guys ever thought about what your life would be like if you stopped living in fear? If you would get out of your own way, eliminate the negative self-belief, the negative self-talk, the negative outside influences, and actually just started taking action to live the life that you want to live for you, not the one your wife wants you to live, not the one your boss wants you to live, not the one anybody else wants to live but you. How do you feel like you would live, and how do you feel like you would feel as a man if you just actually did this? Fuck everybody. You're going to fucking lead. You're going to do it your way. You're going to build your fucking life. And you know the outcome is going to be so good for you and your family and everybody around you. But there's one thing that's fucking holding you back, bro. And that's the decision to fucking start.
And once you do start, it's like your confidence, it's going to overcome those excuses that you make, you know, that doubt. You start building confidence. You start building that leadership that your partner trusts you now because she sees you. Correct. She might have not believed it at the beginning. Like, trust me, having my wife as my supporter now is, I need that. But it didn't happen right away. She thought I was fucking nuts. You know, what do you mean? But she's seen me, the small wins happening. She's seen that I was trusting the process and I was actually putting in the work. And then the business started thriving. The money started coming in. And that's when she started trusting my leadership. And it was like, this guy kind of knows what he's doing. But it doesn't happen over fucking night. You know what I mean?
You need to post that on all platforms because I think everybody's experienced that.
Yeah.
All right. Should every man be able to bench 225?
You're not a fucking grown man if you can't bench 225. Plain and simple. That is the most easiest thing to do. Jesus Christ, bro. How can you even flip your fucking old lady around and give it to her how she wants it to be given to her if you can't bench 225? Step your fucking game up.
Step your game up. If you can't, tap in, man. Hit me in the DMs and we'll get you benching 225 in no time.
It's so funny, right? Like, I remember when I first got sober and I first started going to the gym again, like, bro, like I was working out with this dude who was all fucking trend out, right? Like just fucking cranking them out. And I was literally starting with like the bar and like a 45 on each side, bro, right? Then like, you know, like then like years later, you know, like fuck, I would even hit like 4 wheels like 12 times, right? Like probably not going to do that right now, but it's all about like consistency, right? Like it's delayed, you know, delayed fucking satisfaction, right? Like we all want everything right now, right? We all want the physique right fucking now. We all want to, you know, get the results, build the strength, live the life right now. Why not, right? Like everybody wants that, right? But when you can actually come to the realization and the reality that it's not going to happen right now, you're going to be better off, you know?
And what's like, go look at my page right now. You're going to see how quick these transformations happen.
I know.
60 days, guys are going from, you know, looking shot out to looking jacked. Guys are going from not being able to do one single. I got one guy on my team, my boy Wino. He couldn't do one pull-up less than 2 months ago. He's banging out burpee pull-ups like they're nothing.
Yep.
Sets of 10. Looking shredded and jacked. Went from the dad bod to already, you know, summer ready.
There it is. You'd be surprised,
Yes.
right? It's like it blows people's mind, man.
So
right?
It's like people get like, oh, it ain't happening. Even the guys, it ain't happening quick enough. But it's 60 days, bro. The 90 days to have a full-blown transformation from you being lacking the confidence to take off your shirt at the pool, from 90 days to being able to do that, feeling good with your head held high, that's a short period of time.
This is a good topic because I have my own personal beliefs on this, and I honestly think that my life changed the very moment that I got in the car and drove to that fucking detox center. The moment that I decided that I was going to give this new way of life everything I fucking had, my life changed, my whole perspective on life. Like, I was willing to do whatever it fucking took to create a whole entire new man. Like, that is the moment, right? When it comes to your personal development, if we're talking about physiques, you know, obviously it's going to take, you know, you're going to start seeing the results in a week or two, but it's not about the physical results. It all starts with the mindset. It all starts with being willing to go to fucking war with yourself every single day, right? And once you become willing to do that, I honestly believe is the moment that your fucking life really changes, right? Because for a long time, people that aren't focused on this, they're not willing to do what it takes, right? Like that is the biggest shift in your mindset that happens or that you need to make happen in order to pursue any type of growth in life, right? Whether it's building your business, building your fucking physique, anything, right? Because you think about it, right? Like people don't commit is because they're not willing. They know they're going to fail because they're not going to do anything with it, right?
Yep.
That's the only reason why people don't commit.
And it's always going to be, you're always going to have to revert to a system, whether it's for fitness, right?
Everything.
It's going to be tracking macros. You're going to have to be showing up. You're going to have to be training with purpose. Same thing within your coaching. You're going to have a system. You're going to have to be posting daily. You're going to have the same discipline you put into your physique, into your coaching business. And that's just with any other business in life, right?
And then you'd be surprised at how many people, it takes a lot to, do bodybuilding and all that kind of shit. We're going to talk about bodybuilders for a second. These guys will literally put themselves, in misery to achieve this certain level of physique. But when it comes down to their business, they're fucking lazy. They are fucking lazy. Like, if you guys would literally put the same hard work, dedication, consistency as you did into your physique, into your business, oh my God, you'd fucking blow everybody out the water. But you won't. You won't, because most bodybuilders are fucking lazy, bro. It's the facts. Yes, you go train all day. Yes, you follow a meal plan. But what about putting that energy and effort into something that's going to do more than just change the way you look?
Bigger than yourself.
That's going to do more than just put that fucking man bikini on you and put you in front of a crowd.
Money, fame, or power? Which one is the most dangerous?
That's a good one, bro. I think money.
Power, fame, money.
You can
Money
utilize.
brings everything, right?
But it could be either the downfall or it could be, something you can use it to benefit. You know what I mean? Money will be a powerful tool to help people as well, help your family.
I'd say definitely. I did definitely say
Fame.
money.
I say fame.
But if you don't use it in the right ways, right, then it's gonna also have the ability to destroy you.
I think it goes for all three of those. You can utilize them to your advantage to benefit your life and benefit others and benefit your family, or they could potentially destroy you. You know what I mean? And everything around you, fame, power, or money. Either one of those could say so. The root of all evil for a reason.
It could, right? But the thing about it is, like, when people, especially when it comes to online coaching businesses, people do get into it to become for the fame, right? People do come into it, to try to grow hundreds of thousands of followers. And guess what happens when these people do it for that reason? Is people start to watch their content and really see their true intentions behind it, right? So I'll go places and people will be like, "Oh, what's up, dude? I follow you on all the time, all the time." The other day, 3 people, I was buying my mom flowers and my grandma flowers in my hometown. "Oh, I watch your content." They come up to me, "Oh, Dane Carter, right?" I'm like, "Oh, what's up, bro? How's it going?" And
Just the guy on the beach in Pismo.
right. There's another one, right? Like, all the time, and it's like, I don't like that. I'm the guy in the back, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I am the guy in the back and just minding my own business, right? Like, the old lady wants to go places. We'll go places all the time. And they're like, all these fucking people. I'm like, that's not why I do this, right? Like, I think if you focus on the right things in life and actually start, actually want to help people, everything comes, but if you're in it just for the fame, then
I think it's important to utilize your platform once you start, evolving and the brand starts growing. Utilize it to give others, show love and support. You know what I mean? There's enough food on this. We got a big table, right? Everybody could eat, and I think networking is huge, right? Once you can take people to the top with you, right? I talked about it earlier on my storyline, but it's like networking is huge. We utilize each other's resources. We give each other opportunities, and at the end of the day, there's plenty of food on the table.
And if you guys are building your online coaching business, I'm going to piggyback off of that. When I first started, I'd drive 4 hours, 5 hours for an hour fucking workout and collab with another person doing the same thing that I was doing, and then drive home. Yeah, just for a workout, just for a collab, right? Because guess what? His audience might relate more with you, and yours might relate more with him, right? Sharing other people's audiences and just getting your message out there and getting your name out there in front of more eyes is the best way to grow, right? That's why we have these community events, bro. Everybody's welcome. Everybody's welcome. Like, I don't think I'm any better than anybody, bro. I'll literally go to work out with anybody and collab with them. Why not?
Collaboration at the bottom, or competitions at the bottom, collaborations at the top. We heard that one, man, and it's true. Gonna be
The thing about with like the personal brands and building the online coaching businesses, there's no competition, bro. There's no competition. Everybody's story is different, right? There's millions and millions of other people in the world, and it doesn't matter if you have 100 followers or 100,000 followers. None of it matters, right? The only thing that matters is your story and the connection that you create with other fucking people. Because I'll tell you right now, when my page got taken down and I had my other page and I built it from 400 followers to 2,500 followers, I made over double those 2 months than what I ever have in 3 fucking years. It doesn't matter. It's all about the authentic connection with your fucking audience.
As a man, how long should you last in bed?
Oh, fuck. Sometimes it's 20 seconds, depending on how long it's been.
Yeah.
Honey packs, big dog. You know? I don't know.
5 minutes, man, but that's 3.5 me taking my clothes off.
Right? If you're giving her more than fucking 3 minutes, you got something special over there. No.
That's on a good day, bro.
You know? Sometimes it's fucking, sometimes I'll get fucking 3 strides in, sometimes I'll get 300. It all depends on the day and what she's wearing. How many people are watching?
There was an
3 right now, but a lot have joined. I'm not gonna go to 10K followers, but never messaged any of them.
Yeah?
0
That's
clients.
hilarious.
So this guy said, I'm knocking at the door at 10K followers, but never messaged any of them.
Big
and have
Papa
0
Fit?
clients. Yeah. Big Papa
Is he
Fit.
still on there watching?
Yeah.
All right, big dog. Here it is. I already spoke on you earlier in this podcast. This is for you. Okay? Your business is never going to grow, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Nobody will invest into somebody who is not willing to invest into their own self or their own business. Plain and simple. You have the fucking means to do it. You have everything it takes, but you lack guidance, you lack systems, you lack sales, and you lack structure. And you lack self-belief. When you can actually put everything aside, pick up your nuts, and commit, it's literally only going to be a couple $100s a month, you will actually get somewhere. I don't fucking message you because I need your fucking sorry money. I message you because I fucking believe in you. When this time comes, if it does and you actually commit, you will succeed, bro. But if you don't, you're going to continue to spin your wheels. You're going to continue to study everybody else's shit. You're going to continue to wonder why it's not working for you. You're going to continue to wonder what he's doing different than you, why you're not making it. Everybody that makes it in this industry has invested more than you could ever fucking imagine. I'm sure he's spoken with Mike too.
Yeah, I've talked to Big Papa. You already know, man. Come join the winning team, bro. What are we waiting for?
You know, the thing about it is, right, when it comes to this whole online coaching space, you know, there's ways that work and there's ways that don't work, right? And imagine telling people to do something that you're not willing to do yourself. You see right through it. It never works, bro. I cannot tell you to invest into me when I'm not willing to invest into myself. That's just all there is to it, man. We invested into this podcast right now, right? We invested to everything. Everything in fucking life is an investment, bro. Now, when it's an investment that's going to build a fucking future for your family that you say you want, and it's only going to cost you a couple $100s a month, mind you, you're going to be signing clients, so it's actually going to be free if you work it through the pay later, and you still won't do it. Oh my God, bro! I don't understand. I don't know.
I just remember I was planning to pay. I told you, I said my goal was to pay it, and you were a lot cheaper back then, by the way. But I was going to pay it off in 3 months. I paid it off in the first month.
Mind you, that's the same deal I was going to give this guy.
Oh. That's
So, we don't want to
come
go
on,
into
Big
that.
Papa. Come on.
Another thing that's like crazy about life, right? When I look back and, 5 years ago, I was sitting in that motel room and the only thing that was going through my mind was nothing. Like I would literally be so fucking slouched out on fucking fentanyl and doing shots of fucking speed just to keep myself alive. And, it's crazy because, I was comfortable there. Right. That's what I knew. Right. That's what I liked. That's what I thought I liked. Right. And nowadays when I look back at that, there's so much that goes through my mind on a daily basis, like thousands and thousands of different things, right? And it's all, you know, it's all good because I can actually soak it in. You know, I could actually make these ideas into reality, right? Like there's so much more to life, and when I was in that state of mind, like I thought that's all that there was, right? That's all. That's the only thing that existed, right? Is what I'm gonna do next. How much money am I gonna make? Who am I gonna rob? Where am I gonna go cop some more fucking dope, right? When am I gonna run from the cops again? When am I gonna go back to prison? When am I gonna die? Right? These are all like real life things that those are the questions that go through your mind, right? Those are the thoughts that you have, right? And now it's all, you know, the thoughts that go through your mind.
How many
is,
clients are we gonna sign this
how many
month?
clients,
How many lives
right?
are we gonna
Like,
change?
when am I gonna go to the gym? I could go to the gym whenever I want, bro. I could really literally just lay down and bone my old lady all day and watch TV if I wanted and still sign clients, right? Still make a living, you know, like we could go on the water, we could go on a trip, we could go visit family, we could go out to eat. Bro, literally none of these things crossed your mind when it crossed my mind when I was in that state of mind, right? When I was in my addiction. And it's crazy that just that one decision to change has not only changed my life, but it's inspired millions and millions of other people to do the same thing. And so if you guys, some of you guys are out there watching this that are still battling with addiction, right? Like there is a way better life out there waiting for you. Whether it seems like you have nowhere to go, whether it seems like today might be your last day, whether it seems like, you know, you don't even know how to live a normal life. Bro, I didn't know how to live a normal life. I taught myself everything, right? I had to learn how to do all kinds of different shit again. You know, you have to recreate the man, bro. And in order to do that, you have to be willing to do whatever it takes. And you got to be willing to let go of the past. Because there's a lot of people out there that'll drop the vices, right? They'll drop the vices, they'll start making moves in a positive direction, but they're still holding on to parts of the fucking past, bro. And I guarantee you, the ones that hold on to parts of the past are the ones that get pulled right back fucking in when they're having a hard fucking day.
Mm-hmm. So I want to talk about, you know, I wasn't addicted. It's been a long time since I was out running the streets and doing drugs and doing prison time. But almost for a whole decade, or actually just for until a few years ago, and actually really dived into my personal development. Might have not been shackled behind the walls, but I was shackled by some habits that were just keeping me fucking stagnant. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Keeping me from becoming who I knew I could be. You know, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, all that. And I know there's a lot of people out there, who might have come from, turned their life around like I did. Oh, he's not in prison no more. You know, he must be, he's doing good, living the American dream. But you know you're capable of more, right? You know you're still feeling unfulfilled. You can ask yourself straight up, like, am I being the example of the man I want my kids to look up to? And then you probably are kind of doubt yourself and know that ain't him.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the kids want to look up to superheroes.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they have posters of superheroes on their fucking wall. At least, well, I used to have Pamela Anderson and Baywatch on my wall. And I remember I fucking drew, when I lived with my dad's, I was like 8 years old, and I put black Sharpie nipples on her through her fucking outfit. But, your kids, if your kids aren't going to look up to you, if you're not that fucking superhero, well, guess what? They're going to look up to somebody else, bro. Whether it's one of your buddies, whether it's, whoever it is, it's not going to be you, man. And a lot of people, a lot of you guys that are fat, right? It's not about you being fat. It's about the fact that you lack self-respect. And is that exactly how you want your kids to grow up? If you guys are out there partying, right? You're partying and you're telling them to go to college and be a square. What do they think they're going to do? You think they're going to listen to you? Or you think they're going to follow in your footsteps, right? They see you eating that triple cheeseburger, right? You think they're going to eat that fucking chicken and rice because you tell them to? No, bro. No. Start leading by example, man.
Yep.
And I know, bro. I've been in your shoes, bro. I fucking left my family high and dry because I was fucking strung out, right? But I refuse to go back to that person, man. And I know what it takes to fucking change. And I also know that every single one of you can achieve the change. Think about all the time it took you to get up to that 300-pound mark that you're at right now. How much money did you invest into becoming fat as fuck? A lot. Hundreds of thousands over the years of your life. And you can literally lose it all and become a whole new version of yourself in less than a year, bro. And the thing is everybody says they want to do it for the kids, right? It's like when I used to say I wanted to get clean. My mom fucking saw me in the driveway, fucking nodded out that I was dead, right? So I went to rehab, right? I'm doing it for my mom. Or one time I said I was doing it for my daughter, right? Never works, bro. It never works. You gotta want to do it for your fucking self. If you can't want to do it for yourself, bro, it's never gonna work out, and like your family is gonna continue to suffer, right?
But shit, you should definitely use that shit as fuel, because that's my fuel. You know what I mean?
Correct.
We all want it, and that should throw some extra fuel to light that fucking fire to get you to get after it.
And what's gonna happen? You know, I know a couple people that ended up going and getting clean. You know, like for their family or for their old lady or for their kids, right? And the one time, all it takes is one fucking time where she calls you and she's like, "Fuck you," right? Fuck you. We don't want to see you. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go fucking drink. You're gonna go get high. Whatever it was that you were living before, right? That's why you got to do it for yourself, man. Because when you do it for yourself, you're able to give them the best version of yourself, right? But you're the only one that could quit, you know. And when you're doing it for somebody else, and you're doing it for another reason, and that other reason fails, you're gonna fail.
You know, it's funny, right? And it's important. Where's that? There's like that saying where it's like you can't really talk about your dreams and your goals around average people because they're gonna think you're fucking nuts, right? Or they think you're nuts, or this fool's tripping. Like, who's he think he is? He's full of himself or whatever. But when you get around other dudes who are on, we get around each other and we could tell each other our goals. I might tell you that ain't your goal's not high enough. You know, that fucking why a cliff? Why not? Or why a helicopter? Why not a fucking jet?
Or
You
everything.
know what I mean?
I think the biggest goal for me is to never have to fucking worry about anything. I don't want, you know, be able to, you know, live a life to where everything that I want is available, right?
Yeah.
Everything I want is available, and for the business to run itself, right?
Yeah.
And honestly, everything is available. You know, just some things we're not there yet, right?
Absolutely.
Everything is available to everybody in this life. It just depends on what they're willing to do to get it. You know, and if it's in a negative way, a negative lifestyle, it's easy to get money, bro. You can sell dope, you can do whatever the fuck you want, right? But it never lasts. It never lasts. It has to be something in a positive way, in a progressive, you know, mindset, right? Progressive life, you know, like the key is to, if I want to go there, I want to be able to go there. If my kids want to be able to go there, should be able to do that, right? And no matter how much fucking money I make in this world, my kids will fucking work. You know, like I refuse to be that guy that raises some fucking idiot off of their own fucking dime, you know? Because there's no way to live, right? Like
Nothing get, if
don't
everything gets
respect
handed
it.
to them, how are they going to be able to work for it later, you know, when they need to? Or when dad's gone, you know? That's why same here. I want my kids they're going to have to understand what hard work is.
You know, just to be the biggest impact, right? Positive impact in the world. Like, who knows? Maybe next year I want to fly and speak in front of people, do a bunch of speaking engagements, right? Like, really just create a positive influence in the world. And when you focus on that, like everything, I know for a fact that everything will fall into place. Everything that I could ever want will be there.
I think when your intentions and goals are like that, right? Righteous goals, we're striving to help bless others and pay it forward. And just continue to move righteously, bro, it's going to come regardless in one way, shape, or form. It really is.
So if you guys are out there, you guys have been thinking about pursuing something in life, man, or some sort of change or some sort of, you know, business, just do it now, bro. That's like literally one of the biggest. It's so simple and it seems cliche, but it's probably the biggest piece of advice I could give you, man, because if you don't do it now, you're never going to fucking do it. And if you don't do it, you're going to spend the rest of your life thinking, oh, what if I did? Where would I be at now if I did, right? We can use that dude right now that was just on my live right now. This dude's been at it for like a year. This dude's been wanting to do something for like a year. And guess what? A year has already gone by, big dog. You could have been out of that 9 to 5. You could have been fucking changed your life. You could have been changed the life of your family, right? Your wife could have been fucking not working. You made the decision. You keep making the decision to stay stuck because you won't pick your fucking nuts up. Live your life how you want to live it.
Yeah, and if you're struggling to get in shape, man, and reach those goals, we can still do it in time by summer. Tap in. I don't know what you're waiting
That's,
for, man.
that's another topic,
Come
right?
on, man. Let's tap in with either one of us or any other coach out there. If you've been spinning your wheels trying to do it on your own, it probably ain't gonna happen, bro. You know?
The biggest thing about this is, right? Yes, we want to help you change your life. Yes, we want to help you build your business, right? But when it comes to like changing your physique and wanting the results, right? You're going to get them quick. You're going to get them really quick. But it doesn't end there. You guys shouldn't be focused on the quick fix, right? The instant gratification, right? This is a lifelong process of change, a new lifestyle, right? Like, and trust me, I've lived multiple different ways of life. I've been fat. I've been the drinker. I've been the construction worker. I've been the fucking drug addict. I've been the fucking junkie, right? And I'll tell you right now that, you know, wanting this and accepting this delayed, you know, gratification, right, has been the biggest game changer for me, man. We all want it right now, but you got to focus on the journey and not the end result.
Yeah. What's the best way to find you guys?
Oh, best way to find me, man, is Dane Carter Fit Doc. I'm Dane Carter Fit on Instagram. Yeah.
You can find me at Grind Time Fit on IG. You can hit up my website, shoot me a DM. I'll be reaching back out. We can have a conversation, man. This is bigger than fitness too. If you're just looking to build up that tougher mindset, build up them better habits that are going to evolve into every other area of your life, come tap in with Grind Time, man. Let's get you on the squad.
I know a lot of you guys are probably on YouTube. This is actually going to be posted on YouTube, right? So you can find me, you know, you can't message me through my YouTube, but you can message me on any other platform, bro. Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Dane Carter Fit. It's all the same shit. Or you can fucking Google me, bro. We just Googled me on the way over here, and it's fucking insane. So looking forward to hearing from you guys, man. And we'll be doing this again, man. If you guys want us on your podcast, if you guys want to do a podcast with us, man, just reach out. We'd be happy to do that, man. And the whole thing about it is getting my story out there, man, so I can inspire other people at the end of the day. No matter how much shit I talk on here, no matter how much, you know, whatever I post and whatever I do, man, my main mission in life is to inspire others and change fucking lives. Let's go.
Shout out to Zune, too, for having us, man. Shout out to Zune. Shout out to Kraken Media podcasts. Come tap in with them.